Hi everyone, today we have a WARNO game from the August tournament. Thankfully someone has actually played their games. So today we have Rampage and XStark. XStark is playing as blue on the left and he is the second Panzer Grenadiers. And over on the right in red we have Rampage as the 4th Motsuchin division. Obviously plenty of FS troops on both sides. Significant force going everywhere for Rampage, to be honest. He seems to have a lot on the field. Quite a lot of bombers in the air for XStark, though I can see a MiG-21 HE bomber coming in here as well. These guys are getting hit by a Shilker already. They've gone a little bit too far. Oh, nice strike there. That's obviously to stop units pushing down that road as much as possible. These bombers spending a little bit too much time trying to chase the MiG-21, I think, and not being very effective at it. Do they even have other weapons? I'm not sure, but there's a MiG-29A coming in to engage them. He could... Oh, he's lost one. Is he going to lose the second? No, the MiG is pulling off. It is empty. There is a tornado coming in for that now as well. Not often we see such a big air battle right at the start. I quite like this map. It's not being played a lot in the tournament so far. I think there's maybe been one game on it. But I really like this map. I think this nice cut down version is really entertaining. Gets everyone having a good fight over the middle here. Obviously you've got these reasonably well protected points at the back, one each. And then here is just a bit of a mishmash of insanity in the trees. But yeah, I really like this map. So, good smattering of troops here for Rampage. Equally here, there's quite a few tanks here. Some M48s. Not the heaviest of tanks, but good for fire support. That's probably not a bad choice for XStark, to be honest. The question is... I do feel like Rampage is very spread out, and there's a bit more focus on XStark's side, which makes me worry a little bit for Rampage, because XStark could be a bit more aggressive at the top, for example, and kill these 3 squads, which are more spread out. Because this squad here is potentially going to be engaged by everything in this area if he moves them that way, but these FS Jaeger are actually pushing up to engage these FS Jaeger. Isn't that confusing? 2 opposing factions on opposite sides with the same name for their troops. Nice and confusing for us all. HE bomber coming in from XStark, probably going for some of these infantry at the back. Plenty more infantry being called in up there. Here, there's not a lot of movement. There is some early point advantage for Rampage because he's had this point Charlie down here, but that is now going to be neutralized. There's also a command heading up to Delta for XStark. So he might get some early points there. There is a command infantry heading up there as well for Rampage. Look at the air battles going on in this game. Really wants a piece of the air. It goes, it's dead. There's a Jeopard there hitting this MiG-29, but the MiG-29 will probably evac. It is going to go over the front lines here, but there's not a lot there. A lot of clustered infantry here for XStark. A couple of decent bombing runs there. He'd get a lot of kills with Rampage. Of course, he's without the MW1, which would be the king of killing infantry in a forest. No one intending to get anything around the back for the top 2 points. I mean, that is possible. You can do that. You can go in and kill the command. Potentially secure it if you got some chopper infantry around there. Or a chopper command even. Cluster bomber coming in there. I think it's struck back here. See, these tanks, you know, he's lost his infantry as XStark, but these tanks providing good fire support still. Nice strike again there, making good use of his bombers. I think right now, Rampage has the upper hand in terms of his Air Force use. He's managed to kill some of XStark's jets. And XStark doesn't seem to be managing them quite as well. No movement down here. All the fighting is taking place really up here at the moment. Right now, I feel like Rampage has the advantage, but he needs to push that advantage. He needs to push this point. I mean, he's up against some Pioneers there, 2 tanks, 3 tanks, and an FS Jaeger. So he completely outnumbers XStark in terms of infantry, but he would need to push that advantage pretty quickly because there's a lot of Jaeger coming in, and it's probably too late now. But he could have had a short period there of significant advantage, though the tanks would have been putting down suppressive fire as he progressed through these buildings, potentially. Obviously, he can get to there. That one's destroyed. So there is some open ground where the tanks would have a good opportunity to fire. That's the only thing. Zooming out, a little bit of movement down here, perhaps. I think intention from Rampage is to just probe where these guys are. I mean, if he can see them, he can certainly call in his bombers. Oh, I just noticed there are some FS Jaeger from Rampage around the back there, going for that command. He will probably kill it as well. I don't know if he knows exactly where it is, but he's just running it around the edge, I think. So he's going to get very lucky here and kill that. Cluster bombers and HE bombers coming in here. Going for that tank, good strike. And hitting up there. I don't think it did too much damage, though. Still a point advantage to Rampage in this game. However, everything could change very quickly. Oh, and there's the kill. The FS Jaeger found it. A little bit of a fight going on here. I'm waiting for these HE bombers to come out from Rampage and hit these troops, to be honest. Good use of supply trucks by both players. They are up front to rearm and repair. Look at this. Immediately after that, while they're fighting, never mind after they're fighting, repairing and rearming everything. There is such an obscene advantage right now to having a supply truck on the front line with your troops, with your vehicles, because it will instantly repair and rearm them. It's completely overpowered and it needs changing. They need to put it back to what it was in Wargame, where there is a cooldown period after they have been in combat before they can be repaired. Because right now, it means that whoever is sensible enough to have a supply vehicle there is going to win a fight. Because they basically have unlimited forces until that supply vehicle runs out. It is genuinely obscene. HE bombers coming in. I was expecting it. Very nice strike. Oh, 2 very nice strikes on the same area. Killed everything at that side. Tornado came in for them. Where's the MiG-29? Oh, he's lost one. Is he going to lose the other one as well? No, it got out. Lots of stuff hitting that tornado. I don't think it took any damage, though. Plenty of cubs and stuff up there now. Oh, it's dead. Shilka finished it off on the front line. Ouch. Expensive loss. That's an expensive jet to lose for a little bomber. He's not going to be happy about that. Rampage again with a +2 because he has killed the command in there. There are some Pioneers moving through there now. We'll be looking for those FS Jaeger, but the FS Jaeger pulled right back. Cluster bomber coming in here. I assume going for... Oh, no, veering off. Where's it going? Maybe testing for air defenses. Rocket attack jet coming in. They're a lot better than they were, the rocket attack jets. They fire more of their rockets when they come in now. They do quite a lot of damage. HE bomber coming in. Certainly Rampage at the moment controlling the skies. And there isn't a huge amount of air defense. There are some Jeopards here now. He could lose this here. Oh, it has just got out. It was damaged though. I'm really entertained by this just sitting there. So there's another command vehicle there now. Parked at the edge but not actually in the point. I don't think he maybe realizes it's not in the point yet. So I'm sure it'll move soon. The Fuchs Milan will be easily killed by the Jaeger. And they will also easily kill the Iltis again. Up here, we're back to sort of an advantage to XStark, to be honest. Yeah, Rampage is having to pull out his command in that corner. And just look at the forces here. XStark has a lot more. Cluster bomber coming in, though. That air superiority paying off for Rampage. HE bombers coming in here as well, but taking a lot of fire from those Cubs. Now the Cubs are missing. Wow. Those Cubs missed a lot. I know they're only 40%, but jeez. Shilka got the kill there. But this is a lot of units clustered up here. He doesn't have much down here. It's just his CV. So funnily enough, they're kind of in the same position where they didn't have a lot protecting their CV. And it's the same here for XStark as Rampage at the top. So, I mean, technically, Rampage could push the bottom and kill that CV, or at least force it out the point. Second command vehicle rushing in the top there. I think this one is going to be a spare in case this one gets killed. Certainly overwhelming force for Rampage down here, though. He's put a lot in here. His intention, obviously, to take Echo. Tornado IDS HE bomber coming in. Some tanks heading up there now. I was surprised to some extent that Rampage hadn't called in any T-55s earlier, because he was up against those M48s, which, you know, yes, the infantry's okay against them, but having your own little tank is probably more advantageous. Command just hiding out the back here. Obviously, these units now can push down into this corner. Seed coming in. The Cubs are on. Oh, was that a kill? It was not. Oh, and they got the seed. That's sad. The missile missed. It hit the building. Destroyed the building, but the Cubs survived, and the Cubs got the kill on the seed plane. He will not be happy with that. XStark is not having luck with his Air Force in this game at all. IDS HE attacking a chopper there. Assume that was a scout chopper. See if we can zoom in and have a look. Apologies for anyone who gets dizzy when I move the camera around. It must have been a scout chopper. But overwhelming force certainly on Rampage's side. He could push in at this point. Look at all the reinforcement being called in. He needs to move fast if he wants this point. He can't just sit there. He needs to move. Up at the top, not a lot of movement from XStark. This will be to his detriment, because it will allow Rampage to bring in reinforcements. There are a lot of artillery pieces in down here for Rampage. Not sure why. Rampage knows better than anyone that artillery is not exactly great at the moment. It seems like quite an expense. I mean, these are 90 points apiece. And there are, what, 4 of them? 5 of them. He's going for the Eyehawk. I mean, look at that Eyehawk. All the artillery coming in on it. It's had 1 point of damage. Oh, 3. It must have got a direct hit on top, and now it's moved past it. Jet coming in there. Hasn't even stunned it. Its cohesion is mediocre. I'm sorry. Does that not just show you how trash artillery is? Look at how many shots were right on top of it, practically. I mean, don't get me wrong. As I was saying on my stream last night, when I was playing Wargame, the artillery should not be as powerful as it is in Wargame, because you can artillery spam in multiplayer games, you know, not 1v1s, but multiplayer games in Wargame, and just annihilate your opponents. In team games, it can be too powerful if someone is very good with artillery. And they don't want it to get to that level. I've said that. They know that they need to avoid that. Counter batterying now against that thing over there. Should we see? I'm just waiting to see if it does any damage to it. 1 pip of damage. 5 pieces of artillery all firing at it. 2 pips of damage. Sorry, artillery is terrible right now. It definitely needs to be better than that. Not as destructive as it can be in Wargame, but definitely better than it is right now. There has to be a reason to call it in. Otherwise, there's no point in it being in the game. Push is going for Rampage here. He is making a bit of movement. Using his artillery to try and take out some of that infantry there. He has lost his Jaeger squad that was back here. iHawk still in action, and another tornado in there. Cluster in is being engaged already by the tornado. Plenty of reinforcements heading into this point now for Rampage, though. But it is currently +3 to XStark. XStark could take this on points. Obviously, his issue is that right now, Rampage is heavily into this point. I mean, there's a lot of infantry all the way up here. Certainly outnumbering XStark at the moment. Obviously, XStark still trying to reinforce the top as well. Oh, a Gov attack chopper. Wow. Don't see them called in very much. Look at all the gun pods. They make a brilliant fireworks show, if nothing else. And I have seen them flatten buildings. Where are these going now? Are these going to go up here, or are they going to come back across the bridge? That is still very much alive and kicking and firing at the artillery over here. Oh, that is getting shot at a lot by these infantry. Oh! A tornado IDS and a tornado. Oh, that's an. Oh! Ouch. Two quite expensive jets to kill a very cheap chopper. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Those Cubs got some good hits for a change. Considering how much the ones up here were missing, they must be pleased with those two. Look at that. That's now elite from getting kills. Obviously, it doesn't show you how much it increases by when you click on it. Still says 40%, but that is a major increase in its accuracy. And the Shilk has also killed stuff, so that's also elite. So, yeah. Right now, XStark's Air Force is decimated. I mean, he's not had a good game for his Air Force at all. Not even necessarily through particular fault of his own. A little bit of overextending from time to time, but just the air defense that Rampage has put out has been really, really good. Command is once again dead here. It's back to +2 for Rampage, and Rampage also has his command in the top corner here, surrounded by a lot of infantry and vehicles. T-55s here. The Leopard is the big concern, I think, right now. HE Bomber coming in here. There is no AA there anymore, so he has free reign to bring in bombers if he's got any left. A couple of artillery pieces in now trying to counter battery. But the counter battery isn't probably doing very much. And yeah. Not very exciting. Cluster coming in. Gotta be going for that Leopard, surely. Beautiful strike. Actually killed the Leopard and the vehicle next to it. Was that another little tank? I can't quite remember. But that was an absolutely beautiful strike from Rampage. He will be delighted with that. He could now push up all his forces here and kill that CV. I mean, he needs to get these tanks on a roll. Bringing in some Motsuchin down here as well. Heavy push going on up here from XStark. Obviously, we can't see very much. I do try and zoom in now and again, but honestly, you can't really see a lot when they're all in the forests and things. Even if I zoom right in. That's the problem with trying to be cinematic about this game. If you're not doing it in open fields, and most combat isn't done in open fields, it's done between forests and in buildings and that. This is why I think for any cinematic videos I end up doing will be sort of planned, scripted, and aimed for being in fields and open areas. Which is a bit fictitious, because that's not how battles would happen, but needs must. +2 currently, about to be +4 for Rampage, I would think. Is it going to be +4? No, I tell a lie, it's +2. It wasn't plus anything, it was neutralized, and now he's +2 because he's got a command in there. Apologies. Of course, because there's another command in here. Rampage has lost a lot of his infantry that was up here. Oh, there's a Leopard 2A3 there. Those tanks are pretty close to it, though, so they could get the kill. They're not going to be close enough, though, not to penetrate it well. Wow, that survived a shot from a 2A3. I'm quite impressed. Some more T-55s coming in there. Obviously, the Leopard will mince it. Unless he gets a side shot. Yes, side shot. Oh! It was reversing into the trees, and these guys got a side shot on it. It's turned again. Can they get another side shot? I mean, this is like the ideal situation. XStark surrendered. I mean, I don't know if he was going to win or not, but at 20-minute mark, it looks like XStark surrendered. Obviously, significant disparity in kills to losses there with 3,000 to Rampage. But XStark, I didn't think you were doing bad. I think a lot of your points were your aircraft that you lost, but on the ground, you were holding. It wasn't going that badly for you. You were doing a good job. I can't commend you enough for how well you were doing on the ground, regardless of air superiority being on Rampage's side. You did a really good job. So yes, kills to losses tell you a bit of the story, but it doesn't tell you everything at all. What was a standout unit there? Interestingly, your tank did do pretty well. The M48's there. The Leopard, unfortunately, not doing so well. It was just the other one got killed, and then this one obviously only got the 2 kills before you surrendered. On the other side, FS Jaeger doing a really good job. Multiple FS Jaegers doing a good job. The cluster's just devastating. Look at that SU-22 M4 cluster. All the kills it got. FS Jaeger Metis doing a decent job. And again, I really enjoyed that game. There was something going on every part of the map. I'm really looking forward to the second game. Please tune in tomorrow for that. It's a little bit longer. And I'm curious who comes out on top there. I mean, XStark, I thought you did a brilliant job there. I understand why you surrendered, but I thought you were doing a really good job on the ground. But well played to Rampage. You did a really good job. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all tomorrow for some more WARNO.